Hello bass family and welcome to Everything Bass. Today is the intro to the modes. Now some people call them the church modes, other people call them the major scale modes, but generally they're, in passing conversation I think they're referred to as the modes. Now here's the funny thing. I have over 30 years of teaching experience and I've done lots of clinics for different companies, and it's amazing the reaction the phrase the modes has to some people. I've gotten everything from, oh, no, that's beyond me, I can't understand the modes, to like people saying, oh, no, I would never use the modes. I'm okay with just the scales I know. Not realizing that some of the scales they're playing are actually modes. So I want to start this whole series on the 7 different modes by just doing a quick video on how are they made and hopefully demystify them, because honestly, if we took the phrase the modes out, and if I just said, hey, I'm going to show you 7 new scales, you'd be like, oh, cool, all right. You know, most of you, I think, would say that. Where you don't have that negative, like, oh, the modes, I don't, that's beyond me. I'm just a barroom player. It's like, no. That's stinking thinking. Just think of them as the modes are just happen to be 7 scales. Now, why are they the modes? This is the purpose for this video, is to show you how modes are created, to hopefully take some of the mystique off of them, so your mind will be open that when I actually do each mode, you'll understand that they're attainable. They're just 7 scales. Each one has a different color, different sound, and they apply to different chords. So when we create the modes, or I should say how the modes are created, is you take a major key. So let's take the key, of course, the key of C. Now why do we do that? Because there's no sharps and flats. It makes it very easy. You don't have to think about anything else, just the natural C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So if we take those and we, let's say we put them in a vertical line. So we go C, D, E, F, G from top to bottom, and we end on the 7th, which is the B. So those are going to be now, each one of those are now a root of a different scale coming up. Now, stick with me. So you've got that vertical line of the notes of the key of C. Now off the top C, if we take those same notes and we go C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C across the top, we have C major scale, which happens to also be called C Ionian. See, you're actually already learning the first mode. C Ionian is a major scale. You've already been playing it. No fear, no harm, the world didn't end. C Ionian is the first mode because it's built off the first, or the tonic, of the key that we're using. But what happens when we go to D? We're going to the second note in the key, we're going to D, but we're still just going to use the notes in the key of C. So we're going to go D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and end with the octave D. Now you notice I never said a sharp or a flat. I just said the natural notes starting from D and ending on D. Well, that creates a new scale. And that scale has a different framework, like a different arpeggio, so it obviously applies to a different chord. You wouldn't use D Dorian over a D major scale, that way, or a D major chord. You have to use it over a D minor chord. And I don't want to get too far in the weeds, because I'll do 7 videos after that featuring, as you know, I do one topic, and that's one video, because I don't want to dilute it and get it confused in your head. So obviously, we built a scale off of the tonic, C, using just the notes of the key of C. Then we went down to D, and we built those, the same thing. We went D all the way all through the notes to an octave D, using the notes of the key of C, and we got D Dorian. We can go down to E. So we go down to E, that's the 3rd step in the key of C, and we use only the notes of the key of C, E, F, G, A, B, C. I never said sharp, I never said flat, and that creates a new scale. And if we do that for every note in the key, using just the notes of the key, they're related. And so they become modes. They're modes. Now, obviously, you can take any theoretical music concept and go really deep with it and really, get very creative and bend it a little bit and stuff. I don't want to do that right now until we're all comfortable with what the 7 modes are. So in this intro video, I'm just showing you how the modes are created and why they're called modes. They're modes, or different scales derived from the major key. So they're all related. It's like all the families have the same members, but they just are in different order. They start with a different note, but they all have the same members. So hopefully this kind of demystified it. If you find yourself more confused because of what I just said, I encourage you for now to just forget it then. Just forget it and check out each one of my upcoming 7 videos where I do each mode individually, and just think of them as scales. And what are scales but a palette of colors? Think about when a painter is going to paint. He takes his palette and he puts paint on the palette. And that's the paint he's going to put on the canvas. If he's painting an outside landscape, he's going to use greens, browns, blues. He's not going to use neon pink because that would not fit what he's trying to paint. If he's going to do a psychedelic poster from the 60s, he would use neon colors and black and things like that. That's how scales are. When we have a chord come up, when a chord comes up and we have to, as a bass player, we got to play something to that chord, we can create a palette by choosing one of the scales that goes to that chord. And the reason I say one of the scales is what's beautiful about music is you can have one chord, but a bunch of options for scales, and each one has a little different color. So I'm hoping this encourages you that as we go through the modes, don't get freaked out. They're just 7 scales, and I will always show you which chords they go with commonly. Again, I'm going to not do some of the real creative warping that a lot of the masters do initially. That'll be in an advanced series of how to use the modes. But for now, we're just going to go real core usage of the modes because I don't want anyone lost. Now, I always say this, I hope I always say this, but I mean it even more now. If I did not help at all in this video to dispel the fear or the confusion you have about modes, let me know. You can either comment in the video below, in the comment section below this video, or you can message me directly at dtitus@daletitus.com. I will take another shot at it. I'll add other graphics to the video. I'll make more material downloadable if you're a Patreon subscriber, whatever it takes to get us off on the right foot. That's so important because it's really just 7 scales, guys. And why do we need all these scales? Well, I want them. It's not that we need them. I want them because I don't ever want to play the same thing over. So like if I see a minor chord, I don't want to play the same scale all the time because I'll get bored of my playing. And if I get bored of my playing, chances are, well, a lot of people might be getting bored of my playing. I just want to be able to do anything musically. I don't want to be limited by my own knowledge of theory and become bored as a player. That's death, man. So let's always be adding new colors, new ideas, new concepts so that our playing can just get out there and get expanded and we can play what we hear, not being limited to what we know. So I hope that makes sense. So I didn't really prepare a encore item for this because as an intro video, the encore item is communication. Let me know what you think. Now, if you are a subscriber to the channel or you're just a viewer of the channel and you want to, maybe you're a teacher and you have a great resource that you might find helpful to the students and to your brothers and sisters of bass, share it below. Is there a book you like? Is there a video you saw that really explained the modes right? This is where I'm crowdsourcing because it's such a, not divisive, but I've just seen so many people react negatively to learning the modes that I really want to crowdsource everyone's experience. What did you find helped you get the modes down? And then, of course, look from after this, starting every weekend, I'm going to shoot a video on just a different mode. And I'll give you some practice tips on how to go through them. But we'll go through each one of the modes. And then after that, we're going to enter into an improv section, which I think you'll enjoy. I hope you'll enjoy. I love them. All right, so that is the intro to the modes. And the encore item is communicate. Share with me. Let me know what you think. Of course, let's say this is the first video. You just searched through YouTube about the modes and you found this channel. It would mean the world to me if you just hit the subscribe button downstairs and hit the bell icon right next to it. That way, every time I post something, you'll be notified. And honestly, it helps me with the YouTube algorithms. If you could do that, it really helps, along with giving the video a thumbs up. I really appreciate you guys being diligent on that because all those things add together to really help me grow the channel in YouTube's eyes. And of course, now not so much with this video because I don't have really a lot of printed material for an intro video, but if you want to become a Patreon subscriber, a Backstage Pass member, go to patreon.com/everythingbass, become a Backstage Pass subscriber, and what that will give you is access to all of my posts. To the very beginning of the channel, you can download, you can actually create, I think, a pretty cool method book of all my written materials. So you can print them out. I'll be doing, I think I'm scheduled next month to do a video on how I would organize the binder because it's how I do it for myself, that I think will make all that material even more valuable. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me on this video. Look forward to the coming series on the modes, and share, man. Let me know what you're thinking, what's in your brain. And of course, I want to also invite you to our Facebook group. It's been growing as fast as this channel. It's got over 500 members. Everyone's active. I love the input that people have been given. It's really a great collective, and I want you to be part of it. So if you have a Facebook account, go to the search bar on Facebook and search Everything Bass with Dale Titus. Don't just do Everything Bass, because that's actually Everything Bass, and you'll get a bass fishing one. But if you like fishing, hey, check them out. Drop them a like and a follow. But once you get to there, it's free. Just hit follow and like and announce yourself. Let me know you're there. And just say, hey, new to the family, and where you're from, and what bass you play, and anything about you want to share with the family. We'd love to hear. Yeah, I think you'll find that's such a positive atmosphere. I'm not going to put up with anyone coming in with negativity, making anyone feel less than. We are a family, and we're going to grow together as a family, and that's what the channel's for, and that's what the Facebook group's for, my Instagram, and all that. All right, I love you guys so much beyond words. Can't tell you how much you guys mean to me, and that you invite me into your homes every week, and that I can actually share some ideas with you. It means so much to me. And I will see you at the next video. All right.